Basketball fans, welcome back. So the Basketball Africa League Day 2 was fire, and in this video I'm going to be talking about those two games, and I'll separate them in two separate videos similar to what I've done in the previous two videos I've made. And in this one I'll be focusing on the Stade Malien versus Al-Ithihad games. So those two games were fire, like yesterday. So we had Stade Malien versus Al-Ithihad, and then we had River Hoopers versus FES de Rabat. I've seen, is it River Hoopers or Rivers Hoopers? It's Rivers Hoopers, yeah. It is really. So in this one, I'll be talking about Stade Malien versus Al-Ithihad. So Stade Malien, they're still looking for their first win, and the final score tally versus Al-Ithihad was 69-72. So it was a very, very clutch game, and Al-Ithihad right now are up 2-0, and alongside the Rivers Hoopers. And Stade Malien and FES de Rabat, things are not looking good, and they're still yet to win their first games. And FES de Rabat, it's not looking good at all because, you know, they're defending home court and they're yet even to win in their own home soil. So this is it's not looking good at all for that squad. But regardless, we're going to talk about these games. So Al-Ithihad 72 to Stade Malien's 69. So this game was good. I really like clutch games because that's where, you know, the might and grit is tested. And you could even see the Al-Ithihad team just picked up where they left off in their first game. So Al-Ithihad, they shot 40% from the field and 48% from two-point field goals, still struggling from the three ball. And I've seen, like, there's no improvement, especially when you're knocking down the three ball. And they were 9 of 20, that's 32%. And from the free throw line, they were 72%. So this is not a statistic that, you know, is encouraging, especially from the three-point line. And in this game, Al-Ithihad led in all production on offense, especially on scoring. And Stade Malien still, they're struggling. These are team far removed from the team that was there in BAL Season 3. And I'm not sure if they're going to be able to pick themselves up because the way things are looking, I am not sure if they are going to be favored by the point differential. Because if they rack up losses like this, and this is the second game, and knowing for a fact that they're going to match up again twice, they're going to see Al-Ithihad again, you know, it's not looking good. They're going to see a team like Rivers Hoopers. We're here to see if the Al-Ithihad team is going to, you know, take their first loss, or River Hoopers are going to take their first loss. But the Stade Malien team, they need to figure it out because this is not looking good at all. At least they're able to, you know, grab more rebounds than Al-Ithihad. But if you look at even the rebounds, Al-Ithihad were 2 rebounds shy from getting to Stade Malien. So not good at all. In the assists, you can see that also Stade Malien, they dished out the rock pretty well, but it wasn't enough. And they got outlasted by Al-Ithihad. But we had our guy, Majok Deng. This guy is just sensational. So he had a game-high 21 points. He led Al-Ithihad in scoring 21 points. Then the head-to-head matchup was against Cartier Diarra. So Diarra for Stade Malien, he had 19 points. And in rebounds, we had Morsi Khalif from Al-Ithihad. He had 11 boards. And Anas Mahmoud, he has not made his grand entrance like that in these games. I don't know. He's kind of passive because he had only 3 assists and it was only 6 boards. So we had to see this BAL veteran, you know, go and come into his own. And hopefully in the next few games, we can see him there. But the major headliner for Al-Ithihad is Majok Deng without any question. So Romeo Wilfred Enan, he had 8 boards for the Stade Malien squad. And Mahmane Koulibaly, he had 5 assists. He led there with 5 assists in there. So these games are, I must say, they're good. I mean, I love clutch games because the way this game started, you could see Stade Malien, you know, they had a very good start. 21 points in the first quarter to Al-Ittihad's 19. It was a neck-and-neck game in there. Then in the second quarter, you could see Stade Malien still picked up where they, you know, left off in the first, and they had a quarter high 22. In the whole game, they dominated in the second quarter, and Al-Ithihad are not far away. But in the second half is where, the Stade Malien team just crumbles, and I'm not sure what really goes on in the second half, because in the second half they had their quarter low 11 points to Al-Ittihad's 15. Then Al-Ithihad went to the final knockout blow in the fourth, and they finished off the game. It was not a blowout. It was a game that had a 3-point spread. It was a clutch game, and it was a scoreline that showed that this game was just a back and forth affair. But unfortunately, Stade Malien, they were not able to get the job done in this, at least get their first win. But Al-Ittihad somewhat looked human in there, because even in their first games, Al-Ithihad were able to have a blowout win in there. And looking at how Stade Malien came, you could see they changed up the ways that they played. They changed up a bit, but still the experience that Egypt has in the Al-Ithihad squad and the BAL experience and veterans that are there. I know the team is different, it's new, but the players are the same old guys. We have a couple of guys in there coming in, but the philosophy and the identity of the team still remains, all Egypt. Very good at, scoring inside. I'm not sure why this Egyptian side is not able to score the 3 balls like that, because shooting, 32% from the 3-point line is not looking good at all, because you'd have expected this Egyptian side to have at least, an efficient shooting from 3, because it's 9 of 28, that's 32%. Then you only have 5 of 25 for Stade Malien. So the 3 ball, I don't know what happens with the coaching staff and the players. Getting sports, especially in African basketball, and cashing in on the threes is a very huge problem. It's a very huge, issue in there. So these two teams, in this back and forth affair, which was, I must say, it was very clutch, and no team was dominated like that. Both teams are holding serve pretty well, and it was just more of a waiting game. And the thing that even surprised me in this game is the fact that the Stade Malien team didn't even go to the line that much, because they shot 66% from the free throw line, as opposed to Al-Ithihad. Al-Ithihad got sent to the line 18 times. So, and they had, they made 13, and they had the 72% shooting from the free throw line. So, Stade Malien not fouling and them fouling a lot, that was one of those things that, made the game, they made the game just leave them like that. So, all I might just say is, Stade Malien, I don't want to say they have a long way to go, because they have 4 more games to play, as well as the Al-Ithihad side, but things are not looking good. If they can't fix up in the next game that they're going to play, things will not look good as well, at all. So today is a rest day, and maybe tomorrow they can be able to go ahead and pick up the slack that they had. And considering the fact that this Al-Ithihad side turned over the ball 16 times, 3 times more than the Stade Malien team, and still won this game, tells you everything you need to know. And the bench production coming from the Al-Ithihad side was great. They had 35 bench points, points from turnovers. They had 15, tied with Stade Malien there. And fast break points, shockingly enough, Stade Malien were able to cash in on those ones. And they had 21 points from fast break points to Al-Ittihad's 14. And they had more second chance points than Al-Ithihad. So this game, them not going to the line, I mean, that was crazy, because you would have expected them to, understand how to draw fouls and not get baited like that. But all credit to the Al-Ithihad side, because Majok Deng, it was great. Then you had George King with the 15 production. Majok Deng was that guy that, you know what you're going to get. This dude has played for South Sudan in the Olympics. He has played in multiple, FIBA contests for South Sudan. So he's somebody you just rely on. And on total rebounds, the man just led with 12 total rebounds, and he had an efficiency of 28. So very good. Then Mohamed Koulibaly, he is that guy also. He's turning up very well for that Stade Malien side. We're just waiting to see if Stade Malien can go ahead and do something significant in this tournament, because they're down 0-2, and they have their third game, I believe, is against FS Rabat. So they have to find a way to be able to go ahead and win this game. these games, at least get 2 wins to be able to finish off third, and they don't want to finish fourth. And also FS Rabat hopefully can be able to bounce back. But looking at the Al-Ithihad side, it looks like all systems go. It's all systems go for those guys, because right now, if you look at how Al-Ithihad are playing right now, they have a very good point differential. They are on top, and we're going to see who's gonna, break fast, who's going to have a losing record. And who's going to, go unbeaten, because right now, as we speak, Al-Ithihad and River Hoopers are on a collision course. Rivers Hoopers, yeah. So it is what it is. So do drop me a comment down in the comment section what you think about this. I mean, I will make a follow-up video talking about Rivers Hoopers versus FS Rabat. I know this is a matchup that it was crazy. It was wild, and I'm going to, go ahead and talk about it. Madura Takech has been doing his thing, and I'm going to make sure to mention them as we progress. But as we currently speak, the Rivers Hoopers are on top, and they lead the group. They lead the Kalari Conference, and Al-Ithihad followed them just below because of that point differential. They have a similar record, but still, Rivers Hoopers have a better point differential, and that's why they're on top, followed by Al-Ithihad. Stade Malien have a good point differential, and FS Rabat, we're still yet to see if they can be able to go ahead and win the ball game, win at least one game and get their first win. So it is what it is. So do drop me your comments down in the comment section what you think about this situation. I mean, the BAL Season 5 in the Kalari Conference, it has been great, and I'll be giving you coverage of this nature moving forth. So like, share, subscribe to the channel. I'm going to see you guys in the next one. Peace out.